Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all of you. First, it's time for appreciation. First, I want to just say that appreciation goes to God Almighty. First and foremost. Then I want to thank Wayne and Jerry Hillman for starting this company. And for the tremendous love that you offer to everyone that you meet. And I want to thank Ron Hillman. This guy is so incredible. All of the different pressures and all of the things that go on in his life, most of you don't know. I don't know about all of it. I just know about a piece of it. And the way this guy stands up and speaks from his heart is awesome. Let's give him a big round of applause. And his staff. Most of you aren't aware of the contribution that they make, but let me tell you what, that is what makes this company what it is. We make it what it is, yes. However, without their contribution, there is no way that we could be nearly as strong as we are today. So, thank you. Okay, y'all ready to have some fun this morning? Good. Well, let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do before I get started, because I got a lot of good material to cover with you here this morning. I'm going to share with you some personal experiences that really, shaped a little bit about who I am, okay, and what I bring, okay? And so I'm just going to tell you a quick story, all right? And then, from there, after we get through that, I'm going to share with you some universal principles that will give you an opportunity to see it from a point of view that came from my experience, life experience in martial arts. And then we're going to have a little fun, break some stuff, do a martial arts demonstration, and just have a good time. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Well, listen, it all started when my parents decided that they wanted to have a child late in life. They were 45 and 46 years of age, and they started putting nutrients into a blender. Wheat germ oil, lecithin, brewer's yeast, and orange juice. I got to taste it later, but that's another story. Didn't taste very good. But it was liquid nutrition in 1959, and my mom planted that seed with me. And after I've been with Life Force for about 6 months, the light bulb went off. Oh my God, I'm a product of liquid nutrition. I am here because of liquid nutrition. That was the result of my parents' life. Those are my folks. They both passed on. They're in what I call my cheering squad. They're cheering for me right now. And as you can see, they love each other very much. And the thing that's so amazing is that as I was growing up, my father was pursuing a career as an attorney, and he was working on Capitol Hill, and he was a champion of civil rights. And he was someone who really cared about the little guy because his parents came from Hungary. And his parents, my grandfather came to this country because he wouldn't get down on his knees and kiss the hand of the wealthy people when they walked by. That's why he came to this country. My father came here and said, I'm going to live the American dream, and he did. He ended up graduating from Harvard Law School and going on and creating an incredible career for himself. And towards the end of his career, when I was born, he decided that he was going to go to work for a guy named Jimmy Hoffa. Right. Well, there they are right there. They're both gone now. And my dad was a guy who wanted to empower the little guy. He saw the union as an incredible vehicle to touch literally millions of lives. And he created an organization called the Democrat, Republican, Independent Voters Education. And that was to teach the rank and file of the union members about empowerment so that they could vote locally and nationally on issues that were important to them as truck drivers throughout the United States of America and Canada, and ultimately around the world. That was very, very important to them. He spoke nationally, internationally. He did an incredible amount of good things earlier in his career. He fought for mental health here in the state of California because he had a brother who was a case of arrested schizophrenia. We did a lot of good things in his life. We had a lot of fun together. This is a picture from the 1964 Democratic National Convention. And you can see I was kind of smug, huh? Right? I had to roll by the tail, right? And I was someone who had a lot to look forward to. But what was about to happen changed my life forever. On February 7th, 1967, my father was caught up in a hotel fire in Montgomery, Alabama. He did not make it out. February 8th, my mom called me. She said, "Pop's not coming home." Let me tell you what, the next year was a blur for me. I was 7 years old. He was my champion. He was my hero, still is. And for the next 18 years, I went through a real change. This is right after it happened. Can you see the difference in the kid a couple of slides ago? Me and my mom. It was devastating. And so there were a lot of challenges that came along the way, but one of the ways that my mom helped me address those challenges was by introducing me to a guy named Jun Rhee, one of the founders of martial arts in America today. And he taught me a little bit about how to dig deep inside. I only did it for a few months, but it planted some important seeds. So we fast forward to tape a little bit. My beautiful wife Diana and I were married. And what I'll tell you is the reason she's holding her. The bouquet right there is that she was 5 months pregnant with our son. A little challenge, right? A lot of people at that time, we were far enough along in acceptance of that sort of thing. We'd already been together for 5 years, there was no question. But a lot of people were whispering during the way, "Why don't you just let that go?" Right? It was hard. And I won't lie to you, it was hard. Fast forward a little bit further. I wanted to get my son involved in something to help him with self-empowerment, self-esteem. I met this man right here. Willie the Van Johnson. This is his book. Incredible book, The Complete Martial Artist. He taught me some things about how to dig deep, deep, deep inside for strength and courage. Six-time world champion. Grew up in the ghettos and the projects of Baltimore, Maryland. This guy is tough. Tough as nails. But what I learned is that a tough man can also cry. And a tough man is someone who is willing to bare his soul for the benefit of others. This is a picture of my littlest one receiving his very first belt in that school. Now let me share with you. Look at that. Proud Papa. Look at that little guy. He's sitting right here. Now check this out. Look at that. That's empowerment. Look at that. It's a why black belt. Humility, integrity, courage, wisdom, respect, an unstoppable or indomitable spirit. That's why. So, I was asked to go up to black belt kind of early, and I had an incredible workout. I had to do 1,000 sit-ups, I had to do 200 push-ups, 1,000 kicks, 1,000 punches, no red meat, no alcohol, don't drink anyway, but no sugar, no intimate relations. After 2 months of training, I was informed that what I thought was a 3-month cycle was actually 6 months. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It was more than I could deal with. I failed the black belt test because I didn't handle it well. I almost quit the school. They almost threw me out. I was acting out in all kinds of inappropriate ways. It was a very, very rough experience. But what I learned is that when you point the finger at someone else, and how to think about this in terms of your challenges in your business, when you point the finger at someone else, there are 3 more pointing right back at you. Look inside the character flaws that are preventing you from building your business or going further into your life. Right? Ask for help when you need it. Obstacles are those things that come up when you take your focus off your goal. Failure is a powerful teacher if you choose to view it from that perspective. Then I met this man, Vernon Turner. He encouraged me to stay the course, and I read his book, Soul Sword. And I trained with him. And I learned the art of Zen Shinryu. And I'm still training. Right? Meditation, no mind school. Going within. And I learned the ways of the Zen warrior. Right? I've learned how to have victory from within. So failing forward, in fall 2000, I was asked to take the black belt test again. I was voted the top black belt in the school as a candidate, and a year later I was voted the top black belt again. I literally failed forward. Fast forward again. January 2002, we decided to move to Hawaii. This is the last day we spent during that vacation. We spent 3 weeks there. We fell in love with the aloha spirit. It was incredible. We decided to move. That's how I started my quest for income replacement. I had to replace an income close to $250,000 a year, folks. That's what I had to do. That was my task in order to make this happen. Okay? So I started my search on the internet. That's where I started. Okay? And I found Chris Tinney, who introduced me to Life Force in January 2002. See, Chris was a VP of sales at that time with a Fortune 500 company. So he and I had a lot in common. We understood the pressures, and he had already figured out how to make a six-figure income in this industry. And so that was a pattern I could follow. That was something that I knew. He's already done what I've done. Right? That was the important thing. Because I needed to find a way to duplicate. So, massive action equals massive results. He took my dream seriously. And we worked really hard to produce stellar results. We both had full-time jobs at that time. We did conference calls from mobile phones. I mean, finding a place where you can stop and get the signal so that you can do a decent quality call. I'm talking to prospects at night from our hotel rooms when we're on the road. And February 2002, I achieved platinum. And that was enough to justify making the move. Right? Chris achieved Crown Diamond in just 6 months. It showed me that anything was possible. Right? So we sold our home in Maryland and drove across the country and arrived at our new home on July 2nd, 2002. Achieved Crown Diamond, not Crown Diamond, not yet. I achieved Diamond in December 2002, and Crown Diamond is just around the corner. But that little mental slip you heard is where I'm really at in my head. I'm already there on the inside. I just got to get the results to catch up. That's our home. And we are blessed to have it. It's a wonderful, wonderful dream come true. That's me and Ben training right out front of our house. We'll see him in a little bit. And that's my wife and I, sharing a special moment on the island of Hawaii at sunset in the Apollo Coast. So how do you break through barriers? What do you do? Well, you gotta have belief. You gotta have belief in this industry. All right? You gotta have belief in the company. Very, very important. You gotta have belief in your upline. Also, very, very important. Most important. You gotta believe in yourself. So let me just share with you 4 elements converging: network marketing business model, home business growth, baby boomers, internet. They all come together. Well, let's talk about each one real quick. Network marketing, $75 billion industry in over 75 countries worldwide. 10% of all millionaires in the last 10 years made their money in network marketing. During the 1990s, the 13 publicly traded network marketing companies outperformed the Dow Industrial Average by 79%. USA Today says 96% of Americans between the ages of 25 and 44 dream of having their own business. Baby boomers, age 35 to 55, make up 28% of the population and 50% of the buying power. 50% of the buying power. They are purchasing products to make them younger people. They have woken up to the fact that Uncle Sam, corporate America, will not look out for their family. The American dream has become the American nightmare. Experts predict, and this is controversial, but I suggest that you look at it and come to your own conclusion, that Social Security and pension plans and other things around the world that are similar, government-sponsored retirement, are going to fail before the year of 2025 globally. Okay? Home business on the rise. 25 million home-based businesses today in the USA alone. 35 million by 2006. Economic recession is forcing people to find ways to make extra money. Reduced hours of work, layoffs, pay cuts, no end in sight. I mean, this is reality, folks. I know people, you all talk to people every day. You ask them about why. These are the reasons. These are the reasons. The rise of the internet. 160,000 new internet users every single day. 70% of all households in the U.S. have a computer with internet access. 90% within 2 years, right? The internet provides an unparalleled access for homebound individuals. You see, I mean, I've got a guy in my downline who's a quadriplegic. He made gold 2 months ago, people. A lot of people would have counted this guy out. Don't count him out. Don't count him out. So, build your business from the inside out. 6 universal principles to building your business from the inside out. Know and grow your why. You're going to hear that as a resounding theme from everybody who gets up on this stage because we know it's the truth, right? These are universal principles. I didn't make these up, right? These are things that are just based on human characteristics in the world that we live in, okay? The power of self-talk, how you talk to yourself. Manage your time in terms of your relationships, okay? Relationships are everything. You make a list of things you got to get done in the day, right? We'll talk about that. It's important to keep in terms of relationships. Plan your work and work your plan. It's just all about planning. Make sure that you've got a plan in place. And then empower your relationships, right? Empower them. And the last one, constant and never-ending improvement, okay? So, know and grow your why. And again, a resounding theme this weekend. You got to know your belief system. You got to dig deep and know who you are at the core of your being before you can really get at your why and really unleash that vision, okay? And then, establish what you're wanting in terms of your beliefs. See, this causes congruency or a fluidity of feeling to action. And when you have that connection, then you don't really have to think a whole lot about what's going on because it's coming from your higher self, from the core of who you are as a human being. Okay? And then, bottom line, stay focused on how you feel about getting what you want. It's so easy to not pay attention to what you want and focus on what you don't want. How many people ever had the experience when you were growing up and you got on that first bike and you saw that pothole over there and you said, I don't want to go in that pothole, I don't want to go in that pothole, and boom, you went in the pothole. Raise your hands. You ever have that? Life is the same way. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Oh, I did. Why? Right? We're focusing on it. Now, I want to talk a little bit about vision, and I'm going to bring someone up to the stage right now who really blew me away. And I asked her to do her vision. It took about a month. I was like, when is this lady going to get her vision done? Really, let me see this. And she came out with something that really touched my heart. Please give a warm welcome to Liz Floyd. Come on out, Liz.
This is my fuel. The blue-lined piece of notebook paper quietly lifts up off the corner of my marble-top desk and gently drifts back and forth, falling to the oak floor of my third-story home office. The salt air breeze is dancing through the open French doors, leading out to the third-story balcony. Our Spanish-style home, which overlooks the Intercoastal Waterway, rests on a private island in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. I can hear the soft slapping and swishing of the waves against the coquina rocks below. As I look out just to the east, I can spot what appear to be a small group of manatee playfully swimming in the bay. The sun is warm on my skin. I am smiling. I step out onto the veranda as I hear our 13-year-old son, Scott, shouting with joy. He has been fishing since 7:30 a.m. I watch as Scott wrestles the silvery 2-foot-long tarpon he just caught. It reminds me of the one Scott and his dad are holding up in the photo that sits on my desk. Scott talked about that deep-sea fishing trip for weeks. I am smiling. To the right of the dock, Caitlin, our 10-year-old daughter, is sitting by the pool with her friend Sarah, rehearsing their lines for tomorrow's second performance of Grease, put on by the local children's theater. Summer Lovin' is softly playing from the portable CD player. I recall the summer of '78 growing up in Northeast Jersey and going to see Grease at the theater for the first time with my best friend Sandy. Pat and I are so proud of Caitlin. She nailed her first solo singing part, Beauty, School Dropout, at yesterday's performance. Her voice is beautiful. I am smiling. As I wait for Matt, our 14-year-old son, to return with his dad from their practice run at the go-kart track in Green Cove Springs, I remember that I should finish the lyrics to our newest song. Our band is scheduled to complete a 7-song CD by the fall, a project we are working on in our home recording studio, now filled with top-of-the-line equipment. The shiny 1957 Les Paul Gold Top Custom is proudly displayed on the wall overlooking the studio and is the guitar that Pat has always wanted. My gift to him the day that I turn Crown Diamond in Life Force International. I am smiling. How nice it is that Pat is now a stay-at-home dad. His heart is happy. He is with his family now and also has more time to spend on his lifelong passion of writing and recording original music. He left his full-time management job just about 6 months ago after he himself reached diamond rank in Life Force International. Olivia will be up from her nap soon. She's only 2, and she is the princess. After finishing these lyrics, I plan to take Olivia for a swim in the pool and then for a walk along the beach so we can squish the sand between our toes and chase the tiny sand crabs back into their tiny beach houses. We'll bring a bucket for building sand castles and later for collecting seashells, one of our favorite traditions. Nap time is over and my lyrics are done. As I hear Olivia calling for me, she is standing at the refrigerator and wants me to see how well she can count the colorful number magnets that adorn it. Mommy, watch me. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10. I love you, Olivia. When you're smiling, I am smiling more, because when you are happy, I am happiest. When you are truly in touch with your vision as you know it, and more importantly, as you feel it, doors will open and great things will happen. Thanks for letting me share.
That's a great example of vision. Let's talk about self-talk. You are everything that is. Your thoughts, your life, your dreams come true. You are everything you choose to be. You are as unlimited as the endless universe. Dr. Shad Helmstead are one of my favorite authors. What to say when you talk to yourself. You got the most powerful computer on the planet right between your ears, folks. Program it properly. Bottom line, your brain simply does what it's told. Neurological and psychological research have now proven that the way you speak about yourself is in fact programming you. So just be very careful. One of the things I like to do is to actually get rid of what I call the T word, which is try. Try implies the possibility of failure. Do not allow that into your life. Get rid of it. Replace it with doing my best. Anything is better than trying. Trying is trying, isn't it? I mean, you don't want to hear somebody try. Trying sounds like whining. Don't whine. Be, do, okay? So, to talk about that just a little bit, let me bring out Mr. Rick Hicks. We call this guy Rick. We call this guy Rick the Animal Hicks because he is an animal on the phone. He's also a world traveler. Rick, how many plane rides have you taken in your life? 2. What was the most recent one?
Day before, yes.
Yeah, that's right, okay. That's good. Well, Rick really stands out as a leader. He's someone who's really willing to walk the walk, and he's someone that I'm really impressed with. Rick, how you doing today?
Super good and getting better.
Yeah, buddy, all right. So that's attitude, right? That's all about attitude. And Rick, what's the key to success for you in terms of, facing obstacles and breaking through barriers?
Don't quit. Just keep pushing. Push.
Thanks, Rick. All righty. So, make the most of your time. 4 quadrants of time management. I'm going to just breeze through this. If you're really interested in this, take a look at some of Stephen Covey's material. That's exactly where this came from, okay? So you've got things that are urgent and important, right? Crisis, pressing issues, that sort of thing. You've got things that are urgent but not important, interruptions, some meetings, that sort of thing, phone calls. Then you've got things that are really, like watching TV. What's the old saying? There's no BV in TV, right? Right? That's what this category is all about. But where you want to spend your time is in preparation, planning, relationship building, right? So Quadrant 2, again, 7 Habits, Highly Effective People. This is great material for this guy. Manage your time in terms of your relationships, the most important ones. Define your roles as a parent, a mentor, a business owner, an upline. Now, whatever you are, define those roles. And then what are your goals for each of those roles? Spend more time with children, for the parent, have more time, more fun together with the spouse, whatever those goals are for each of your roles. And then schedule your time in terms of your goals. So really you're scheduling your time in terms of what? Relationships, okay? Let me just give you one quick example. I recently had the opportunity to go with my son to see the director of X-Men. He's interested in developing a film career and a live presentation. I had 3 meetings scheduled. He said, "Papa, can we leave a little bit early because I really want to get there?" Well, I had a schedule with a list of things I was supposed to do right during the time he wanted to get there. But this is his career. This is his vision. Well, that was a real easy decision to make because I had my roles and my goals established and their priority a long time ago. I said, sure. I made 3 phone calls, canceled those appointments, or rescheduled them and moved on. Okay? That's the power of relationship planning in terms of your time. Okay? You've got to make a plan, right? It's easier to adjust your course once you've set your sails. Create and use a business plan template that's easy to duplicate, right? Goals and vision. Lay it out, right? What's it going to allow you to do? Describe how you see your business growing over the next years or so. And then, most importantly, identify 3 daily actions that are profit producing. Okay, for you, right? I know what they are for me, but your leaders have different ideas for you. So talk to them and say, help me figure out what those top 3 profit producing activities are, because 80% of your income will be generated by 20% of your activity, I guarantee it. Okay? And then empower those relationships. Compassion is the key, right? The golden rule. Everyone is a customer. Be compassionate with people, right? Live in their shoes a little while. Treat them as you want to be treated. And treat everyone as a customer. You notice the last one there? Spouse. Folks, did you ever think if you treated your spouse like a customer? Think about how they want to be treated. Involve them in your decisions. I know some of you out there, by the blessing of both parties, work in the business. But some of you don't. It's not, not every couple has that. And that's okay, because people have different visions for their lives. Okay? But involve them in the process. Very important. It'll make a huge difference in your success. Last, folks, I want to bring out special friends. Talking about relationships. This one doesn't get much stronger. David and Susanna Luna, come on out. Pump it up, come on. David's going to tell us just a quick story, a little bit about how relationships have made a difference in his life and his business. So David.
Thank you very much, Sid. Our story is actually really about discovering how big our family really is. But it doesn't really start out that way. It starts with a bit of a tragedy. My son, Alex DeLuna, 18 years old, actually he was going to be 19, was killed last December. He was shot to death by a friend. Although it was an accident, it didn't really mitigate the devastation that it brought upon our family. It was as horrible as you can imagine sort of thing happened to parents. However, another thing happened that we were really unprepared for. So I'm one of the Quick Pros trainers and also a speaker for the Quick Pros Opportunity Call. So I had to call Sid and let him know that I was going to be unavailable while Suzanne and I attended to the business of burying my son. Well, starting about 24 hours later, it started as a trickle and developed into a real torrent of love, and compassion, and condolence, flowers, cards, emails. I remember a vision of my father sitting in my kitchen, going through a 2-inch thick stack of emails that I had printed out. He was just shaking his head. Couldn't believe it. It was absolutely amazing. We had emails from Senegal, Africa, from England, from Japan. To this day, I don't know why those came. We're not life forces and even in those countries, but they came. It was absolutely amazing. A lady who sent us an email said that her and her 10-year-old son read about our story on my son's website, and they were moved to tears. And they PayPal'd us $7.63. It was incredible. It brought me to tears. It was one of the most amazing things that we'd ever experienced. So, really, this is about discovering that we're not really part of Life Force business. We're part of a Life Force family. And I want to take advantage of this opportunity because I know, as I said before, we received literally hundreds and hundreds of emails. And I know that many of you are here in this room this morning. And I just want to say thank you very much. You sent us love and compassion and condolences at a time when we desperately needed it. And we want you to know, Suzanne and I felt that we love you very, very much. And we thank you. And I also like to, again, thank the Hillman family for that gift of love that they sent. It was a total surprise to us as well. Thank you very much. We love you.
So the part of that story that you didn't hear about is that this guy, you know, he's full tilt in the business, incredible, right? And he had invested every penny in it and needed help with the funeral expenses. And so when he's talking about the gifts from people, we actually put together a collection and raised close to $8,000 to cover those expenses. Okay, I'm going to wrap up here. I'm going to get to Kate in a second here. Constant and never-ending improvement, really important because you've got to find a way to make a commitment to your commitment. You've got to find a way to dig deep inside and live these principles day in and day out. Right? When you do that, now this becomes a part of your life and it becomes part of who you are and you're able to lead by doing, okay, and by living by principles. Okay? You know, identify, you know, leaders who can be champions for each principle, right? And ask them to own it for your group. And find an activity or sport that challenges you on a regular basis. So in summary, what I want to share with you is that, you know, life is an incredible journey and it's a great gift. So live each day as if it were your last. Make commitments to your commitments. Don't walk out here pumped up and then not go do it. Don't do that. Make it so that you are so committed to yourself and your vision and your dream that there is no question in your mind that Crown Diamond is right around the corner for you. Break through barriers. We all have them. And in the famous words of Sir Winston Churchill, my friends, never give up. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Come on up, Sid Zagri. We'll do a little bit of a martial arts demonstration here for you. Okay, so this is my wife, Diana. Diana's going to show you a little bit about a form that comes from Tai Chi. Please begin. So Tai Chi is something that's been around for quite a while, and it's a wonderful way to find relaxation and to exercise your mind, body, and spirit. It promotes overall health. It's something that gives you a sense of peace. It gives you a sense of strength. It gives you strength. You see these beautiful flowing movements that she's performing for you. And let me share with you that you have to be pretty strong to do this. You have to have strong leg muscles and strong arm muscles. And you have to be very strong internally to have that ability to flow, as you see she's performing here. And so that flow is something that actually applies to our business because we're faced with challenges. And if we can find a way to blend with that challenge and to let it pass us by, then we're in a position to actually, you know, have something that might have been a conflict be something that we can learn from. So the application of Tai Chi is really important in day-to-day life. And what you find as one practices Tai Chi, that you have the ability to do this for the rest of your life. So you can, anybody in this audience, you can go out and find a local Tai Chi studio and practice this and do it and really have a wonderful experience with the martial arts. Isn't it beautiful? you, Mrs. Lee. Okay, now a little bit more energy here. What we're going to do now is bring out a couple of my students who also happen to be my sons, Justin and Ben Zagri. Come on out, gentlemen. Good. All right, gentlemen, you ready? All right. You ready? Sir. Yourself. Sir. What is it?
Open, knowledge, unity, open, respect.
Yourself. Sir. Nice and loud. Do the script again.
I was trying to develop myself in a positive manner, avoiding anything that reduces my physical, mental, and spiritual growth. I was trying to develop self-discipline in order to bring out the best of myself and others. I will use my learning with Shudo in a humble state of consciousness, respecting the laws of mankind and living by the laws of universal rhythm. Sir!
At ease.
Sir!
Take it back. Give him a big hand. Mr. Ben Zagri is now going to perform for you a form we call, there you go, Zong Shi Tuan. Take it away, Mr. Ben. This means middle fist. This is what you learn when you're what we call a middle belt. All right, let's pump him up. Come on, give him everything you're right. Let's go, Mr. Ben. Come on, keep going, keep going. Come on. The more you pump him up, the more he's going to get going for you. That's the way this works. That's right. You can think about this with your team member. When they're breaking through their barriers, when they're looking to go into bronze, they're looking to go into silver, and you're looking to go into gold and platinum and diamond and crown diamond. You got to cheer them on just like this. Just like this. That's right. Keep it going. You see, you might feel like stopping climbing, but you can't. It's not about you. It's about encouraging them. You got to keep it going. That's right. Because you got to be strong for them. It's not about you. It's about them. Woohoo! Yeah! Right on, Mr. Ben Zagri. Take it back. Get a set up, sir. Mr. Justin Zagri. He's going to perform for you. Begin, sir. He's going to perform for you a form called Shaolin out of northern China. Remember the old Kung Fu show? Right? That's where this one comes from. So we'll let him get started here. Come on, turn it up. Turn it up, folks. Come on. He's going to turn it up for you. Yeah, come on. Come on, boy. Let's go. Remember who this is for. I know what we talked about. That's right. You got to finish strong. Let's go. That's right. Turn it up. Turn it up. That's right. There we go. Can I get my other board breakers out here? Let's go. Jay's head. Greg Swanson, give him a big round. Okay, I had to set this up as a challenge for me to show you I know how to break through barriers. I did that with him just so that I'd be a little bit tired before I get ready to break all these boards for you. So, here's what we do. I'm going to go through, move up this way just a little bit. Without stopping, I'm going to break all these boards, one at a time. And I want you to think about it. Because because I'm breaking these boards for you. These are your barriers. And when your leaders take on you, they lend you their belief. They help you break through barriers. Sometimes they do it in a way that is less than comfortable because they know how to help you grow. So it's about breaking through the comfort zone, breaking through barriers. And I need to be pumped up too.
I have to correct something. Sid, Mr. Zagri. I've got to tell you that I've been sitting out here watching this, completely forgetting the clock, completely forgetting I was supposed to be up here. Let's hear it again. This is utterly... Woo! What a lead-in for the recognition of our upper-level pins. And as I say this, I would like our silvers to begin lining up, but lining up only over on this side of the stage. Platinums. I've never got my precious metals right. You know. Our platinums lining up over here, and as they begin to go through, if the diamonds and above would do the same as the platinums have cleared, I'm worn out and I didn't do it. This is a word from our sponsor. Wow!